The creepiest thing ever found inside my own car. Part 1. The gift that shouldn't have been. I wasn't looking to buy a car that day. Honestly, I just stopped at the estate sale because of the free coffee sign out front. The house was old, peeling white paint, broken shutters swaying in the breeze. The kind of place you'd cross the street to avoid walking past at night. In the driveway sat a 1991 Lincoln Town car, jet black and weirdly pristine. It gleamed like it had just rolled off the factory floor, but the rest of the property looked abandoned for years. Owner passed, the man running the sale told me, handing me a cup of coffee with a shaky hand. No family. Everything must go. The car called to me. That's the only way I can explain it. Like it was waiting. Before I knew it, I was making an offer. The guy didn't even haggle, just shoved the keys in my hand and told me to take care of it. That night, I parked it outside my apartment and stared at it from my window. The headlights were off, but I swear, I saw something move in the driver's seat. Part 2. The smell of something wrong. I went downstairs just to check. Keys in my pocket, heart pounding for no good reason. When I opened the driver's door, the cabin was still and dark. But the smell hit me, faint at first, then sharp and sour. Like wet earth or something rotting beneath it. I searched everywhere, under the seats, in the glove box, even popped the trunk. Nothing. Spotless. Almost too spotless, like it had been scrubbed down recently, but only on the surface. I figured I was just being paranoid. New car, weird vibe, creepy old house, all playing tricks on me. So I climbed in, turned the key, and the engine purred to life. Smooth. Quiet. Almost too quiet. I reached for the radio. Static. No stations, not even the local ones. Just a low hum, like breathing through a throat full of water. Then it changed. A whisper. Quick and sharp. A voice, just for a second. Don't. I killed the ignition so fast, I nearly broke the key. Part 3. Scratches from the inside. The next morning, I told myself it was just sleep deprivation. Nightmares, stress, too much true crime before bed, it all added up. Still, when I walked out to the car, something felt off. There were faint marks on the inside of the windshield, like scratches. Not from a wiper. From fingernails. I leaned closer. For jagged lines. All running downward from the top. Like someone had been inside, desperately clawing to get out. I checked the doors, all locked. No signs of entry. And yet, when I opened the driver's side door, the seat was farther back than I remembered. Like someone taller had been sitting there after me. I drove to work anyway, telling myself I was losing it. But every stoplight felt longer than it should have. Every glance in the rearview mirror made my stomach twist. That night, I parked the Lincoln in the garage and slammed the door behind me. I didn't even look back. But around 2 a.m., I woke up to a sound. Metal creaking. Tires slowly turning. The car was moving. Part 4, where the tracks lead. I bolted to the window, heart hammering. The garage was closed, but the sound, soft grinding, slow rolling, was still there. I grabbed a flashlight and headed down. The garage door creaked as I opened it, and cold air rushed past me like the house was exhaling something stale. The Lincoln sat perfectly still, but there were tire marks, fresh, unmistakable, leading from the back wall to where it now rested. I stood there, frozen. It couldn't have moved. The handbrake was on. It was in park. The floor was level. I checked the dash. The trip meter had gone up. 1.2 miles. That made no sense. I opened the glove box, desperate to find some kind of paperwork. Anything about the previous owner. There was only one item inside. A small, old cassette tape. No label. Just black plastic and a faint fingerprint smudge on the side. I didn't even have a tape player. But the car did. Part 5. The tape that shouldn't play. I slid the cassette into the player, expecting it to jam. Instead, it clicked in smooth, like it belonged there. The speakers crackled. Then a long, low hiss. For a moment, I thought that was all. Then a voice. Warn. Hollow. Male. But wrong. Like it was too far away to be human. It feeds on silence. It rides with whoever listens. It wears the driver. The tape cut off. No click. No rewind. Just dead air. I tried to eject it, but the button stuck. I hit it harder. Nothing. The tape wouldn't come out. And then, over the speakers, I heard breathing. Not mine. From the back seat. I spun around, flashlight in hand. Empty. But there was steam on the rear window. Fresh. Like a breath had fogged the glass from the inside. Part 6. The passenger seat wasn't empty. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the kitchen with every light on, just listening, waiting to hear tires on concrete again. Morning came, and for a moment I convinced myself to let it go. Just drive the thing to a junkyard, never look back. But I didn't. Instead, I got in, turned the key, and the Lincoln started up like always, smooth, perfect. Except now, the tape played automatically. "You're not the first," the voice said. "You won't be the last." I looked to the passenger seat. For a split second, no longer, someone was sitting there. Not quite a man. Tall, motionless, face blurred like a smeared photograph. Gone. I slammed the brakes out of pure instinct, though I hadn't even pulled out of the driveway. The figure vanished. But on the seat, something remained. A stain. Damp. Dark. Slowly soaking into the fabric. I reached for it, hesitated, and saw the seatbelt. It was still clicked in, but I hadn't buckled it. Part 7. The road that wasn't there yesterday. I needed answers. I told myself that. So I did what anyone would do. I drove. Nowhere in particular. I just let the car choose. Highway out of town, then a turn I didn't remember taking. Before long, I was on a road I'd never seen. No signs. No lights. Just trees on either side, pressing in like a tunnel. The car moved faster than I meant it to. Every time I let off the gas, the pedal sank back under my foot. It was driving itself. I reached to shift into park. The gear stick wouldn't budge. I yanked the wheel, but it barely turned. The road curved on its own. And then the radio turned on. Static again, then faint whispers. A woman this time. He buried them here. All of them. But the car remembers. The headlights flickered. Once, then twice. Suddenly, a shape in the road ahead. I hit the brakes. This time they worked, and the Lincoln screeched to a stop. In the beam of the headlights stood a figure. Not moving. Not blinking. Just waiting. Part 8. The man with no eyes. I froze. The figure didn't. He took one slow step toward the car. Then another. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. My hands were locked to the steering wheel like they'd fused there. As he got closer, the headlights caught his face. Or what should have been his face. No eyes. Just two dark hollows, leaking something thick and black. He raised a hand and placed it on the hood. I felt it. Not just through the metal, but in my chest. Like my ribs flexed inward. The radio hissed louder. "He rode with me," the voice said. "And now he rides with you." Then, just like that, the figure was gone. No flash, no fade. 1 second he was there, the next, empty road. But when I looked down at the dashboard, the cassette tape had ejected itself. And carved into the dashboard, right into the vinyl, were 3 words. "Don't drive alone." Part 9. Someone in the mirror. I turned the car around. Or maybe the car let me turn it around. Either way, I headed home. Fast. Didn't stop. Didn't look back. Didn't breathe until I pulled into my driveway. I killed the engine and just sat there. Everything was quiet. Too quiet. No dogs barking, no wind, not even crickets. Then I saw the rearview mirror. There was someone in the back seat. Just a shape. Still. Not breathing. Not blinking. I whipped around. Nothing. Back seat empty. But in the mirror, still there. Same dark figure. Head tilted just enough to feel wrong. Like it was listening. Then the dome light blinked on by itself. And on the ceiling above the passenger seat, written in condensation, "Don't look at me." I jumped out and slammed the door. And behind the glass, just for a heartbeat, the figure smiled. Part 10. The previous owner's diary. I couldn't take it anymore. I decided to dig into the car's history. At the DMV, the records showed the last owner was a man named Joseph Calloway. He'd vanished without a trace nearly 10 years ago. That night, I searched online and found something. An old forum post by someone who claimed to have been his friend. They said Joseph kept a diary. I managed to find a scanned copy of it. Flipping through the pages, I read about Joseph's growing obsession with the car. How it whispered secrets, how it held something inside. Then the entries got darker. He wrote about strange passengers who never spoke but watched him. About feeling like the car was alive, feeding on his fear. The last entry was smeared with something red. It said only, "The car knows. It remembers. It never lets go." Part 11. The hidden compartment. After reading the diary, I couldn't stop thinking about the car. Joseph's words stuck in my head, like a warning. I decided to search the Lincoln one more time, but this time, really look. Under the passenger seat, I felt something strange. A small panel, almost invisible beneath the carpet. With some effort, I pulled it open. Inside was a bundle of old photographs, yellowed, torn around the edges. They showed the Lincoln at different places, but always with one thing in common. People standing nearby missing. Each photo had a date and a name scribbled in the corner. My blood ran cold when I saw the last photo. It was taken just 2 days ago, and in it, standing beside the car, was me. Part 12. The phone rings. I dropped the photos, heart pounding like a drum. How could I be in a picture from 2 days ago? I stepped back, almost tripping over the open panel, when my phone rang. No caller ID. No name. I hesitated, then answered. A low, raspy voice whispered through the line. He's waiting for you. You can't leave. The car remembers everything. The line went dead. I stared at my phone, shaking. Then I noticed it. The screen was cracked. I never dropped it. Part 13. The garage door won't open. I ran to the garage, desperate to get away from that phone call. But the door wouldn't budge. I tried the remote, the wall button. Nothing. Just a low grinding noise like something was stuck. Then the lights inside the garage flickered on and off. I shined my flashlight inside. The Lincoln was there, but the engine was running, even though the car was off when I left. And in the rear window, I saw it again. That shadowy figure. He was smiling. Part 14. The final ride. The garage door finally creaked open on its own. I had no choice but to get inside the car. As soon as I sat down, the engine roared to life, faster and louder than ever before. The tape started playing again, but this time, it wasn't just whispers. You belong to the ride now. Forever. The car sped out of the garage, the headlights cutting through the night like knives. No steering. No brakes. I was trapped. The Lincoln took me to the edge of town, where the road ended in an old, forgotten cemetery. The figure appeared again, standing at the gate. I knew then, the car wasn't just a vehicle. It was a curse, and I was its next victim. Part 15. The ride never ends. The car stopped at the cemetery gate. The engine died, but the air inside felt thick, heavy, like the weight of 1,000 secrets. I stepped out, my legs shaking. The figure was there, waiting. It pointed to a fresh grave, still loose dirt piled high. I stared, unable to look away. Then the whisper came again, soft, but all around me. Join us. I tried to run, but the ground swallowed my steps. The Lincoln's headlights flickered behind me, as if alive, watching. And just before darkness took me, I realized the worst part. The car's ride never ends. Because once it takes you, it never lets go.